In today's episode, you will have a chance to learn about Uval Wagner, an intelligent man who has made a very large impact in the world today.
My name is Ariana Puggle.
And I'm Ayala Lasser.
We were tasked with finding an underreported story about someone who has made a major impact outside of the U.S. Because who wants to learn about the U.S.? That's boring, right? While researching, we had the privilege to learn about Uval Wagner, a quadriplegic man who lives and is from a city in Israel called Kfar Saba. This is where his business is based. But don't get too excited yet. We'll get into that later.
Our goal in this episode is to shed light on the daily challenges people with disabilities face and the solutions that have been solved since then.
Uval Wagner is very important to me and my family, as one of my very close family members suffers from the disability of autism. And Uval has brought awareness to this issue by making multiple things around the world more accessible.
Researching Uval was something that was very important to me because he is Israeli and Israel is a very important place for me.
Now, our first topic is Uval's background and condition, as well as the effects. First, let's talk about the basics. Where he's from, his family, his job, and how he got to the place he is now. He grew up with a father in a wheelchair who became disabled after Operation Kadesh. From growing up with a disabled father, he was already aware of the lack of accessibility for people with disabilities, so he wanted to make an impact of his own.
After high school in 1983, Uval enlisted in the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, as a helicopter pilot. On March 18, 1987, Uval took off on a Cobra helicopter from the Palmachim Air Force Base, en route to the Golan Heights for a training exercise. This day changed his life forever in a way he could have never imagined.
During the flight, a technical malfunction occurred, which led to the helicopter's crash. This led to Uval becoming permanently paralyzed from the neck down, and his commander, who was sitting in the seat behind him, to be killed.
After the crash, Uval was sent to the Shiva Hospital for rehabilitation. He then went back to the Air Force as his required time was not over. He went on to serve as a computer programmer and then went to get his bachelor's degree in business administration. He got married and had 3 kids.
That's an impressive life, I would say.
Now, in this slide right here, you can see where Uval is from. That was right over here. And this city is where he
Kfar Saba, and this is what's located on the map. While he continues to live his life, the lack of accessibility remains prominent in his life. Many of the same problems his dad faced, he seems to face.
This led to the creation of Access Israel in 1990. While Uval created Access Israel, he became its founder and voluntary chairman, and still a leader to this day. He helps 1.5 million people with disabilities in Israel, and he continues to grow this company. Now, here on this slide, you can see Uval before he had his helicopter crash all the way to the right, and then in the middle is a picture of him with the helicopter that he flew in production. And then this photo right here is him after his accident. It's a picture of him in his
Now, going on to our third topic, as Ayala mentioned, he founded the organization called Access Israel. So I'm going to tell you the purpose.
Okay, so
We have a video to show you about his purpose of the program. So we're going to show you a quick little video before talking further.
Among the purple vests is there for accessibility in times of emergency.
This situation is hard for everyone, but for people with disabilities, it's unbearable.
We need to make sure that not only on their house and their surrounding, but all throughout the way until they reach safety, it all has to be accessible.
We train our purple vest volunteers understanding the different disabilities, how to communicate with each disability, and how to help, assist, and evacuate people with disabilities.
But not stopping there. you come to a safe place, to an accessible place, let's make sure your needs are continuing to be served.
Our super strength is our people, our board, our CEO, the staff, the volunteers, the donors. We are all together aiming to leave no one behind, making sure people with disabilities and the elderly are safe as anyone else. We make it happen.
Okay, so as you could see from that video that we showed, this organization's purpose is to promote accessibility and inclusion and to promote and just make the quality of life with people with disabilities better in Israel. So he stated in his quote 20 years ago, Israel is more and more accessible and allows those with disabilities to live better despite their limitations. So here from this quote, Uval is stating that his organization has done for the people of Israel and how it will continue to grow and just overall improve those with disabilities, just improve their quality of living.
And as you can see on the slide here, we have portrayed him and his organization working together. They wear these purple vests for people with disabilities. In case of an emergency, they can always call them for help to make things more accessible. This is also his other team members doing a volunteer project and helping people with disabilities as well. This organization started with Yuval's vision of helping promote people with disabilities. He got to start this organization by writing a letter to President Ezer Weltzman in 1999. This is President Ezer Weltzman here. And then this is the logo of his organization.
The president, which you can see on the slides, had told him 1 year ago to make a business plan and present it to the president, and promised that if he did so, he would promote the organization and help fund it.
Yuval gathered a group of friends, one being a lawyer, a coder, a marketer, and a journalist. And they made the plan. After portraying it to the president, he approved for the organization to be accessible for everyone.
One of Yuval's first projects was making a website stating all of the places in Israel that were accessible and not accessible. For the people with disabilities, he wanted to make sure that in those specific areas in Israel, he could help them as much as his new company could.
Now, going on to our next topic is who has he helped and what are the effects of this new company? After Uval finally started his business called Access Israel, he has made significant growth in many aspects and has built on his first project by now helping private businesses. And he even works in a government office in Israel to promote accessibility as a reality.
He is making new political standpoints and legislation. For example, Uval worked with the health ministry to make the healthcare system that is accessible with reliable transportation as well.
The health ministry, as you know, is a big organization, and for them to change their terms and standards for this organization to accommodate for people with disabilities proves how impactful this organization is and how Uval has built something that has become well known to many residents.
Uval's organization does receive money from the government, like we talked about earlier, but to be able to do this, he has gained money from other projects and other ventures that push accessibility to become the best that they can.
Yuval's vision for this organization for the next 100 years is so vast and filled with incredible ideas. They want 18% of the population to live normal lives with disabilities. They also want to turn more of the information to a digital platform, since everything tends to be online now. Am I right?
They strive to try and close the societal gap between non-disabled people and disabled people. They also want to make more places accessible for many tourists who come and visit the area to portray how Israel is a welcoming place.
There are many ways in which you can help support what Uval Wagner has done. One of them being you can donate to his organization, Access Israel, by going on their website. You can make an impact in your area by volunteering to help people with disabilities to support his cause. There are even some programs in school that do this. You could also fundraise for the cause by doing a GoFundMe and send the profits to the organization. All these things will help people with disabilities at a quicker rate It will motivate others to spread awareness as well as eventually achieve Uval's dream. The list goes on, but overall, I can say Uval has the right mindset and the right people to make these things happen. He has been very successful in what he has already solved a vast amount of problems that weren't prevalent before. This underreported story shows how one person can make an impact on an issue that is not talked about enough.
Yuval's motto is to never give up. He continues to strive and work around the clock to be able to provide better opportunities for these people. His dreams is to one day have everything be 100% accessible for disabled people around Israel. Uval cares for everyone around him, no matter if they are or are not disabled. He always remembers every person plays a valuable role in society, and we should try to do the same thing.
Thank you for watching.